Hey, how's everyone doing today? This is your friend, New York Dan. Yeah, or this evening, I should say. Or it's most likely either this evening or this morning for the early risers. Yup. Yeah, what a day. This heat is too much. It was sizzling here. Even where I live on Long Island, you see the problem is we got high humidity. We're on an island. There's ocean waters around us here, and that's good in a way. It keeps the temp a little bit more moderate, but by no means is it dry. It's always humid around here. That's the problem. It's pretty much like the Floridian weather. It's like that during the summer. Exact same thing. We're going to talk, speaking of Florida, we're going to talk Sarasota Tim in this video. Yup, there's commentary coming your way. I got my notes right here, and we got a few other clips to put into this video as well. Yeah, make no mistake about it though. The problem is during the summer we get this Floridian humidity, and then in the winter that becomes bone chilling, the kind of cold that will freeze you to the bone outside. It feels much worse than the temp is. I've been in colder climates like upstate New York where it's really dry and you don't feel the cold as much. That high humidity, it makes it feel bone chilling when it's cold here, and it makes it feel oppressive when it's hot. It was so humid and steamy out today, it was hard to breathe. It felt, when I walked outside, I was like, this is bad. I thought it was going to cool off. I thought I was in a hot spot when I first went out the door, and I'm like, damn, this is just how it is today. Unbelievable. Now get this. The video here, I put in the title. Yeah, this is bad damn news, guys. And I'm actually going to show you guys. I'm not just BSing you. I have an appointment at the doctor's. You know what? I can't believe this crap. I have a bump on my back. Leslie noticed it. I got to get this checked out. This is really, really bad. It could be, I dare say, cancer. And that's the last damn thing that I need or anyone would need, right? The runway, it might not be that long in front of me, guys. This is really messed up. And I don't believe this messed up thing. And the problem is I have this bump on my back. I notice that it hurts sometimes. It's been hurting me a bit. It's hard to tell sometimes. Is it a muscle ache or is it right at that bump? And it's in a spot, believe it or not, there's a spot where it's very hard to reach back here. Like with either arm, I can get to it if I contort enough, maybe with this hand. And it's kind of like a hard, Leslie checked it too, and she's like, it's like a hard kind of bump. It's not like a pimple, so to speak. It would be better if it was like squishy, real squishy. TMI, guys. TMI. This is messed up. And I'm freaked out because if I'm on a cruise or I'm away, who knows when my number's up. That's part of it. I'm like, what the hell is that going in other... I don't even want to go there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a clip in right now. I just checked in the bathroom with the mirror at the right... This was hard to film. The right angle. I'm going to put it in right now. You can see what I'm talking about. Not good. There's the damage right there. Ay, ay, ay. All right, on that bright note, fingers crossed, guys. We'll see what's going on. I won't be doing breakfast with Long Island Ken this Friday. I have to be at the doctor's. Just what I don't need, right? I'd rather be doing breakfast. So we got that on the list here, taken care of. Now, there was something else I'm talking about. Oh, stocks. On a brighter note, the stock trading. Yeah, I got a few things here on my list to mention. By the way, I'll mention it again. I said it when I was over at the Dunkin' this afternoon. Happy birthday to Uncle Rico. Hopefully I make it to that age. He's going to have the big 57th birthday. And another subscriber, Hard Knocks 123, I have to thank for some stock tips that panned out. Mara, M-A-R-A, and NBIS. These stocks, guys, I have so many symbols and stuff spinning in my head. These were recommended last week by Hard Knocks 123, and his credibility level, I believe he's a he. Correct me if I'm wrong. His credibility level went way up because I actually made money with the Mara trade. I traded it, I think it was yesterday. I did a trade on it, and it was going up. It looked good. I bought in, and then I cashed it out. And I made some good money with the Mara, M-A-R-A. And then I noticed today, NBIS, I didn't buy into that one. But I did notice today that one was going way up. And I'm like, this guy's right. Hard Knocks 123, he has some really good tips. His credibility level's up. If you have more tips, definitely share them, what your insight is, because those two seem to have worked. And they worked in short order. I think he left the message in a video a few days back on, it might have been last Friday or Thursday, something like that, I'm thinking. So that's really cool. From time to time, we leave that in the comments of the channel. We talk stock trades. I've been doing a few this week. I just sold, well, tomorrow it's anyone's guess what's going to happen when the earnings come out. But I had a really good trade with Amazon. It went way up after hours today too. So that one's good. You see, my problem is, Long Island Ken was telling me you should do a stock show on YouTube and do something like that. Well, the problem is when I do it, it's very fast and my head's like spinning. I'm jotting down. I have like a scribble pad and I'm constantly scribbling this stuff, and I don't even have time like to explain what I'm doing. And what happens is like a stock will start going down and I'll be in a bad trade, and then I double down. I like buy in more shares and I'm like monitoring it and stuff. And for me to like explain all this as I do it, it's going to be like mind bending to do. And people won't be able to, it will be very hard to follow along or do the same trades. This is like, it's not easy to do. Let's put it that way. It's not for the faint of heart. And then these trades can be way down. It's all over the place. So I always said a family guy can't really do this as a job because they need like a reliable check. Because sometimes you'll make a lot, but then other weeks you'll lose money. So it's all over the place. That's the problem with it. It would be a fascinating channel to watch. I'm sure it would get a lot of people viewing it if you did it like live streaming as you're doing all these trades. Yeah, but I think I would have to check in. I think I would go insane, like crazy Eddie, if I was doing that. I don't know. It would really mess me up, I think, to try it. It's too many things at once. And then if I lost, it would be crazy if if it goes bad. There's weeks that it's bad, and I'm like, it would be ridiculous. I don't know, guys, but if I know good, like if I have hunches on like long-term stuff, yeah, we talk them in the comments. We share some of the stuff. if things look good. Right now the market's been doing pretty well. The futures are way up. It's going to be high tomorrow when it opens. I can tell you that much. It's probably going to be a good day tomorrow. Some power companies like tech companies had really good earnings reports after the bell today. That's how the futures are way up. But we don't know. You see, Amazon's going to report. And I know in the past they've had, I think the results have been a little less than stellar when they've reported the last quarter or so. I'm not sure what the expectations, how low the expectations are. That's what the whole thing is. If they're low enough, then if the company reports a not so great number, but it's in line with those low expectations, then you might be okay with the stock price. But when that comes out, it can move all over the place, good or bad. That's the problem with it. It's very risky holding it when the earnings come out. And actually, that's what we were doing with Mara. And we were lucky the earnings came out good. And that's what Hard Knocks 123 had alluded to last week. He thought the earnings report would be good. So, yeah, it's a tricky game to play, guys. Okay. Oh, while I'm on the topic of stocks, before I move on to the Tim Talk, there is one more thing I got to add in here. And you'll get a kick out of this. It's dumbfounded how they hire these people. I don't know, what is it, all crooked? Are they like connected or something? There's this thing on CNBC. They're linked up with this information service called Tip Ranks. And it's really messed up. They used to be hooked with Seeking Alpha, and that would give you like a free account. These guys will try to chisel you. They give it to you for free. Then they start saying, oh, no, now we're going to have premium. You're going to have to pay for it. That's what they do with this Tip Ranks. They give you a little bit for free after you viewed a few reports. They are like, you have to subscribe now and pay a fee. I'm not paying it. I'll get my information somewhere else. That's what I think. It's linked with CNBC, so you type in a stock, it comes up with information from third parties, so to speak, Tip Ranks. And it tells you like different things analysts are saying about a stock, right? Long story short, and I did a screenshot of this because I was looking at it on my phone and I could not believe this. I've seen this time and time again as well. This analyst, Andrea Teixeira, if I'm not butchering that, I'm going to show you the screenshot so you know I'm not BSing you. I'm not like Sarasota, guys. I'm showing you this stuff. I'm not just making stuff up here. This analyst works for JP Morgan, right? So the headline was JP Morgan, and it was about when at the time I was doing a trade with Coca-Cola. And they're like, JP Morgan analyst says something, this and that about Coca-Cola. They are claiming what the stock's going to do. So I click on it. This thing comes up, and they're telling you about what the analyst thinks. And why in the world this analyst would work for JP Morgan. Like if it was me working for them, number one, they wouldn't hire me. Number two, they would fire me so fast, I would be out the door if I had numbers like this. They'd be like, clean your desk out, pack your crap up, and get the hell out of here. You tell me if this isn't like some kind of connections or a rigged system. This analyst, Andrea, she's talking about Coke. And like I said, it's linked up with CNBC, so you think it would be credible. JP Morgan, right? If you look at the write-up here, it says she's a 3-star analyst. Her average return for this is investments that, or calls she makes, right? With stocks, she runs a portfolio. This is other people's money. She's like investing for JP Morgan, right? Her average return is 1.5%. Can you believe how crappy that is? 1.5%. You could do better than that keeping your money in the bank. What on earth is going on here? Her success rate is 49.76%. Basically a coin flipper, not even. A damn George Washington on a quarter. You flick that, that's going to be a better analyst than this lady is. She's 49.76% success rate, less than 50%. And her return is 1.5%. That's pathetic. How in the world is she linked up with CNBC and JP Morgan, mainstream stuff? They have you click on this. What kind of nonsense is this? I'm going to put the screen in here, guys. I'm not fooling you. All right, guys. Yep. That's the stone cold truth, guys. I don't know. If it were you or me, they'd say clean your desk out. 1.5%. Ridiculousness. If you have a retirement account, you know how bad that would be. I can tell you one thing. If I did trading and I only got 1.5% return, I'd be out of business. I wouldn't be doing the trading. My return this year on trading, I can tell you this much without telling you a number, exact numbers. I can tell you the percentage. I can tell you that right now. I think my return this year since January 1st with my trading is something around 25%. And the year's only a little more than half over. 25% return already. Even if I don't get any more good trades the whole rest of the year, I'm way ahead of the game. Yeah, I don't fool around, guys. People say, oh, do you do that as your job, the day trade? Yes, that's it, guys. It's risky stuff. You know, I could be down less than that by the end of the year. They'll be like, what happened? I might be down. The return rate may be lower by the end of the year, but I got to be careful not to let it get like that. A coin flipper. That's what that lady is. That's what I'm calling that lady, a coin flipper. That analyst. Have to have some of my McAfee. Hopefully the birds didn't do a flyby. I don't think so. They're pretty good. I had the Dunkin'. That was the best cup of coffee when I was at Dunkin' today. I'll put the clip in right here, the Dunkin' clip when I was out and about before I forget. Hey everyone, New York Dan here. You notice these Kung Fu places around? 10 Tigers Kung Fu. I have no idea how they can even pay their rent doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm over here at Double D's and JJ's. Jimmy John's sandwiches, Dunkin' Donut. Yup, I am not doing this outside the car today. It is an inferno out there. I'll switch the camera around. By the way, speaking of Kung Fu, check my disco music playlist out. Hey everybody. Yeah, guess what? Dunkin' Donut. Double D's. I took a shot of it from inside the car because it is an inferno out there today. I got my hat on. I got it iced. Iced, baby. That way they can't make it so it burns your tongue. And I saw you put a lot of milk in. If you say hot, they don't put much in. They don't put much cream in. They put a drop. because that costs them a lot of money. This way it's in a clear cup. You see how much is in here. It's the best cup of coffee I ever had in my life. Yeah, Leslie actually said to do that. That was her idea. Guess what I got? I got a really good deal. JJ's. Jimmy John's Italian sub. I wasn't even going to get that. I'm getting deals today, guys. The Dunkin' was a $5 deal where you get the wake-up wraps and that iced coffee. You can't go wrong, because if you just get the coffee, it's going to cost you like almost $4 right there. Then you get this little wake-up wraps. They're a great snack. Egg, bacon, wake-up wrap. Then they had another deal where if you have the Dunkin' receipt, I guess they're desperate to get people to buy the Jimmy John, because it's built into the shop, so a lot of people might not see it. You might see some smoke coming by there from my exhaust, I noticed. That's normal for this car. So the Jimmy John's, you bring your Dunkin' receipt, and they give you $5 off. And then they had a deal with their favorites. It was a $10 sandwich, so I only ended up paying $5 at Jimmy John's, and I got myself a great sandwich today. This is amazing, actually. But this heat's awful. I don't know how they do it in Bradenton. It's in the 90s here today, and I'm telling you, can feel every damn degree of it. It's hard to even breathe out there. I really don't know how they do it. Let's see if I rev my car up, what happens. That makes smoke. There it goes. Oh, there's a cloud of it going by. Wow. You see that? Look at that. Holy smokes. They're going to think they're doing a barbecue over here. Wow. That's because I was idling with the AC on. Hit the thumbs up. Your friend, New York Dan. And I'll tell you what, I hope everyone's staying cool today. I brought extra water with me in case I had a problem with my car. Jeez Louise. Yeah, this is almost like one of them Hollywood stunt cars with that kind of action. Jeez Louise. It was too hot for me to even go outside and film my intro in front of Double D's, in front of Dunkin'. Too hot today. I can't be doing that. Get heat stroke around here. Yeah, and it's very humid on Long Island too, so it's not like the dry heat you get in like Las Vegas. I'll see you guys back at the pad, back at headquarters. I'm going to do more video today from home because it's so hot out. I'm idling my car here and wasting gas, idling here. So I'm going to get back home. Then we'll do more. I'll merge this in. By the way, in case I forget, shout out to Uncle Rico. It's his 57th birthday. Happy birthday, Uncle Rico. I'm right behind you, 5 years back. 4 or 5 years behind you. Hope I make it. Yeah, well, you're doing great because you're almost getting to be able to retire at least collect the Social Security, do that deal, and depending upon your situation, that might be a great bonus there. One of the bonuses of getting to retirement age. Congratulations. All right, let's resume this back at the pad. Yeah, I'm lucky I was able to do those errands today. It was so hot. Thank God the AC's working in the Mustang. Now, if I'm lucky, the Mercedes will be next up. A matter of fact, tonight I might go out there and even try some work, because you can't, during the day it's almost too hot to work. And they said tomorrow it's going to be raining here. It's like Yoda's swamp around here, guys. Yeah, freaking rain. I can't win. And guess what? I need a special socket that I've seen some scammers have. They're trying to sell it online for that Bosch injection pump, the diesel pump. It's got all these little teeth on it. 33-point socket that to undo that element. Long story short, I have a leak on one pump element. But there's some scammers selling the socket online for like $90. And I found it for only like $13. But it's coming in the mail tomorrow, supposedly. It will be here. So that's what's delaying me. I can't put that intake manifold back on, because then I can't do that pump element. I want to try to fix that as well while I have the intake off. So if it arrives early enough, I might be able to get that, make some progress putting that together. So old Sarasota Tim, I looked through his videos finally. I caught up on some of them. I haven't even been watching, to be honest, guys. It's been too boring. Some of them are just, they're totally dull. It's Dullsville, his videos. He's not even doing anything interesting. It's the same old, same old. I did, however, check out today. I saw his tiny homes video. That looked interesting. And he basically went around a glorified trailer park. That's all it is. There's a ton of those. I was driving around those when I was in Florida. You saw me doing that. And he calls them park models. They're basically the trailers with the covering underneath them. They're not the type that you hook up to a truck and just pull. They may have a trailer wheel set under there, but they're only designed to be moved if you move to another trailer park. They're more of a permanent home. Park models, he calls them. Very small house, a trailer essentially on a little plot. The only bad thing, I think you have to pay steep rent to be in one of these homes. That's the problem. But he found a little model that a deceased person had, that they were selling. The heirs were selling it. And he was going crazy over that. He said, this could be my future. It was around 120 grand. And then, like I said, I think you still have to pay for the land. So it's pretty crazy stuff. The guy that's supposed to be so successful with retirement, even to get one of those is a stretch. He's on the skids. And so he also went to the gym in yesterday's video, I believe, LA Fitness, and he said he was looking for babies. Yeah, now I don't know what he's talking about, if he's trying to find a young lady. I don't know what he means by that. If he's going to go for a young lady. I don't think so. I think he's looking for a sugar mama, because he said he was going to Lakewood Ranch, LA Fitness. Now, how come he's going over there where it's more expensive, and he's not just going to a local gym by Bradenton, like Planet Fitness or something? He's trying to go where it's expensive. Now, get this. He goes further on into this dating theme. He's a single guy, and he said life is better shared with someone. He did a video like that. He's trying to get some sympathies here going. And in today's video, where he says it's too hot, too damn hot out, he said he's been lazing in the trailer, basically. All he can do is confined. He said he could go to UTC Mall to do walking. It's too hot to walk even anywhere, to get steps in. He's been hanging out, stuck in the trailer, watching grit TV and movies, cowboy movies. But he talked about finding a date. He talked about going online. He talked about clubs. He talked about people meet at their jobs. Yeah, it sounds like he's getting serious. But he says that people are envious of him being single. A lot of his subscribers say that he's got the life. But he said he's lonely. And he said, it can be lonely. And he would like to find somebody. I think he's looking for an attractive lady or someone that can pay his bills. I don't know what's up. He keeps preaching this stuff, but you never see Tim go on a date. You never see any ladies. The only one you see is that Granny Warbucks, who magically appears from time to time. It's very strange. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. But in the same token, he's always saying that the trailer's too small for two people. You wouldn't want to live in this with two people. I have no idea. We talk on the channel. Several times I've said, in the Philippines, like that guy, Regular Guy, I watch his videos. Philippines is the place where retired guys like Tim, they can live on their Social Security check and they can find a date. The two things that Tim wants to do. The writing's on the wall. Sarasota is going to be relocating, guys. The writing's on the wall. He can't afford to live on Social Security in Florida. And he's a single guy. He doesn't have anyone. He's lonely. He's gonna have to change his channel up. I'm trying to think of what the heck the cities are over there. Regular Guy mentioned some. Dumaguete is one of the cities in the Philippines. And he always says, I'm in the dooms. I'm in the dooms, he says. So maybe, how's this sound? What does the ring sound on this? Dumaguete Tim. What do you think? A channel reboot. Dumaguete Tim. He has to drive a moped, though. He's got to learn to drive that first. But he claims he had a Harley Davidson. So that's the other strange thing about Tim. You never see him ever. Well, he rides the e-bike, so I guess he could probably handle the moped. But you never see him on a motorcycle. If he's this big Harley guy, how many Harley guys? I don't even know. I think he might be making all that stuff up, because how many of these guys that are Harley hardcore, right? He had a bike. He would drive from Georgia to Florida all the time. He was bragging about how he would drive on his Harley everywhere. Okay, these hardcore guys like that, how many of them do you know that traded the Harley in or sold it, and you never even see them on a bike again? You just don't see that happening. I mean, he could rent a motorcycle in Florida and drive around on that, or show it on the channel. That would make good content. This one, I don't think Tim's going to copy my advice. I don't think you're going to see him rent any motorcycle and show it on the channel. Nope. It's not going to happen, guys, because I think the whole thing's made up. I don't think Tim can handle the Harley Davidson. I think it's too heavy. It's too big of a bike. I don't think he knows how to. I don't think he has the motorcycle endorsement. You have to have that on your license, at least in New York. I had to take a special course to get the motorcycle endorsement on my license. I don't think he even has that. I think he's full of it. Doesn't he have photographs? Where is this Harley? Why doesn't he show any of this stuff? I don't understand it. I really don't. What happened to all the pictures when Tim was a family man? Where is all this stuff? You would think he would at least have it at his daughter's. He would have her save photo albums and memorabilia and stuff. I don't get it. But anyway, yeah, that's my rant. I'll tell you what, if Tim did have a Harley, all he has to do is go to Daytona Beach. There's a ton of motorcycle events over there, and you don't see him doing that. That's why I'm very suspicious. But there's a lot of women that are into those bikes. If he had a Harley, he could join a riders club. He would be meeting a lot of people, a lot of potential dates. I believe. I don't know. I didn't say that these women, I didn't say he would find these women that attractive, but he would be meeting a lot of women. That's my hunch. I don't know. But you just don't see him doing any of that. It's very strange because he claims he's a hardcore Harley guy. I don't know. That's my rant of the day. That's my rant. We'll see. We'll see what happens on the channel. But yeah, it's been Dulceville over there. He's been on the skids. He probably can't even afford to rent the damn bike. He can't. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's one thing he won't copy off me. He won't be doing that. And a matter of fact, I'll tell you what, guys. I will make a motorcycle riding video. And I'll show you the bike and everything. Yeah, I'll show you it. But I gotta wait until the weather is a little bit better, and I got too many things going on. The boat's number one. I could do the motorcycle video even in colder weather like December, long as it's not snowy out. Definitely could show you guys. Do a little biking. Right now I have a couple of things that I'm working on. I have a little tiny gas-powered bike, and I have an e-bike. Yup. Now I could say that these things were donated to the channel. If I was like Tim, I would just be like, they're sending it for free. But I'm not going to do that. No. And you can bet all the stuff he reviews, he's either Granny Warbucks bought it or he's returning it after he shows it. And people are commenting about the Nikes. Apparently there's a guarantee on those shoes. If you don't like them, you can return them. Yeah, that's what's been going on. And you know what the thing with those Nikes, you know, there's one thing can be said. Tim's not doing any serious work, because if I wore a set of Nikes like that, those fancy schmancy, the white Nike shoes with all those graphics and the fluorescent colors and everything, I'll tell you what, I would trash those shoes in a week. They'd look terrible from all kinds of marks and stuff getting on them. I wouldn't even be able to return them. They'd look so bad, especially mowing like lawn and doing things where you're going to get stains on them. The grass, they get all like green and yellow. Then if you spill like diesel oil or something gets on them, forget it. They wouldn't take them back. That's why I buy my shoes at Walmart. Those black shoes, those things are great, and they're a lot lighter than Nikes. I used to buy Nikes when I was in like school, and I'll tell you what, they were very heavy shoes back then. The sneakers, they were made with, they had a lot of thick leather and stuff on them, but to be honest with you guys, I prefer the Walmart ones better. They're so light. The sole gives a lot of cushion with the foam. You don't need to have an air pocket. I remember I had the air pocket one time and it got like a hole in it. Every time I took a step, it was like squeaking. Driving me crazy. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Well, hopefully Nike doesn't sponsor my video now. That's all after I put my foot in my mouth. No, those are great shoes. Pretend you never heard that. But yeah, so yeah, it's super hot weather. We're under a heat dome. Tim's feeling it really bad down in Florida. I can only imagine how bad that is, with especially in a trailer where, like they were saying, you really need 2 air conditioning systems in those trailers to keep up when you're in really hot weather. They're not designed for it because they figure it's a travel trailer. You're going to hook that thing up to your truck. If it's summertime, you're going to be going up to like Maine in that trailer, and you're going to be in a nice, cool forest camping. And then if it's wintertime, you're going to be down in like Florida where it's like 75 degrees and you're enjoying the beach, and maybe you put the AC on just to like take the humidity out. Yeah, they're not meant to be, oh, go to the desert, go to Death Valley in the summertime, and then go to Alaska in the wintertime with your travel trailer. Nobody does that. Who does that stuff, right? So, anyway, guys, hey, hit the thumbs up. Your friend, New York Dan. And I better wrap this thing up because I just know it's getting long. I don't even know how long I've been filming this. Let me get this posted so by the time it goes up, late night owls and early risers will be the first ones viewing this. All right, guys, I'll see you real soon. I'm excited that maybe I can get to working on the boat. I'm also nervous with that doctor stuff. I'll keep you posted. I'll see you guys soon.